Well, hello everybody. I just wanted to say, hey, it's going to be a great year. This photo gallery right here is going to cover all the details on our gold mining claims in Alaska. This is an image from Alaska's DGGS, that's Department of Geological and Geophysical Surveys, and this is their critical mining potential properties that they've laid out all over the state of Alaska. They've done airborne surveys and magnetics, everything in the world. And our claim, this right here happens to be a porphyry belt. And we're right here, I hope you can see this pointer. We're right here in this end, on the upper right end, just before it goes into Canada, of this porphyry belt. This will come up again in a minute, and if I need to discuss more about this, I will. But in the meantime, I'm going to start with this page, and we're going to put this on automatic and see where it goes, okay? All right. That's it again. Like I said, we're over here in this end of this area, and this is, I'm going to pause that. This is an image done by Corvus Gold Incorporated back years ago. It shows that same porphyry belt that I was telling you about. Here's Pebble Deposit down here. Here's Orange Hill over here. Here's the Nebezna Mine. Here's the Chisna Project. Fairbanks is up here. It's a mid-Cretaceous Alaska porphyry belt. This Chisna Project is what Corvus owned at the time, and they have since sold this whole project to Millrock. I'll discuss that a little bit later. Okay, our claims are all in this yellow oval where this Chisna Project is, right over here near this east end. Okay, north, south, east over here, and west. Okay, right in here in this east end, close to Canada. So that's where all of our claims are at. They had an agreement, have an agreement with the Alaska Native Group, Atna Corporation, which surrounds all of our claims in this area, and they passed that on to Millrock, I'm sure. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead with this, and if I mean it's a beautiful belt of precious porphyry metals, and it's everything. Okay, this is all the mining activity that took place according to federal and state information from Slate Creek down to our claims right here. And all these little yellow dots is our claims in this area. Okay, and all of those X's, I hope you can see them real well, that's all the mining activities took place over the years and presently. Okay, this is a photo of Slate Creek up at the top end on those last one I just showed you back in the early 1900s when they were mining Slate Creek with a wooden dredge that they built out of these logs back here that they're hauling or had stacked up. And they all hand shoveled into that, and they got 180,000 ounces of gold out of there back then at that time. It's in this same belt and in the same Chisna Project, just so you know. Okay, this is also mining activity also that the state says occurred in this area of Alaska. Now, I realize that background came up showing Alaska over here, but that's because I paused it too late. This is actually in Canada. But the green dots and the red dots, and here's where we're located in this area, and there's past mining activity in the state of Alaska. Well, in this area, just in this area. Okay, again, now Millrock bought the Chisna Project from Corvus Gold. So this is Millrock's information. They have 4 different sites that they're going to be working on: Goodpaster, Liberty Bell, Stellar, and Chisna. Okay, now Corvus plans to be here this year to do drilling and more testing. Okay, they have all the records from Corvus, which shows up to 146 grams to a ton in some areas right up the hills from our claims. Okay, So they've got all that, but they're going to do more. And in fact, they may use our place here on the highway, private property, for their runway. I don't know. We've discussed it, so we'll see what they do. Anyhow, we're right here in this Chisna project on Mill Rock's deal too. Okay. Now this is that same one we just discussed a minute ago. We're right in this area over here. Okay, this is the Porphyry belt that we were just talking about, and there it is. This is state of Alaska information. You can get all of this from the state of Alaska. They have a new book they just put out early in 2019, Mineral Industry in Alaska, and we're right in this area. So if you get a hold of DGGS, Department of Geological and Geophysical Surveys, ask them for the new mining industry catalog, they'll be able to fix you up with that. Okay, we're right in this area, in this Porphyry belt. All right, the state of Alaska and the University of Alaska and all of them have done airborne surveys showing what they find from magnetometers flying over with helicopters. Our claims are all of these way over to here in this black area on this photo. Okay, this is the Atna native land up here, and they're way over here too. But we have claims beyond this area. We're back over here. So these are our claims, and our property is right down here. The purple, this is a conductive survey. So the purple is a highly conductive area. And then the red is a little less than the purple, and then the orange is a little less than that, and the yellow is a little less than that. And eventually you get to magnetics, which is the blue, and the light blue, and the green. Okay? So all of our claims have got this highly conductive reading from their magnetometer, and that'll come up in a minute, too. I'll show their actual readings, okay? And here's some of it here. Here's one of their actual flyover readings from their information on their DGGS, okay? This is our area. Again, we're surrounded by Atna on the top and left and to the right also over here. This is a more distant shot of that same area right there. We're right down here at the bottom. Okay, we'll do some more here of these because they're important. Okay, here we go. Here's a different reading. This is a 5600 hertz cochlear apparent resistivity of the Slate Creek Slana River area, Chistachina Mine District. Well, that's us. That's all of us right in here. And Atna around us. And again, Mill Rock has a contract with them, I think. I think they got it from Corvus. And here's a different reading, but there were, again, there's the same area surrounded by Atna Native Corporation. This is our mining claims, and the highway coming down to Alaska comes in from Tok up this direction and goes on to Anchorage and Glen Allen down here. Okay, the mining claims are all in here. And like I say, the end of travel is on native land up there. And the trail starts right at the highway. That gives us a right-of-way to go back there. It's the old Slana Eagle Trail, okay, joins up with the other trail that goes through there. All right, here's some of the trail, all right? There's going to be several pictures of the trail, and I don't need to discuss them all. You can see some of them are muddy spots, so you're going to need quads to get back in there. A 4x4 truck may or may not make it, okay? Some of them are very good, high and dry. Just depends on the time of year and runoff. Now, there's muddy spots through this little valley here. So, and if you watch our YouTube videos, there's a full deal of me going back this trail on a quad. Now, I'm going to pause this. This is my foot down here, my boot, and that's a bear print, okay? So I just wanted to show you they are in the area. But I've been in Alaska over 50 years, and since I first came up here. And I've never had any trouble out of bears, though everybody probably should carry a pistol or a rifle just for safety or a shotgun or something. But I've never had trouble. I made a deal with them back 50 years ago. I won't shoot you if you don't bother me, and they've never messed with me, so I honor my word too. I don't shoot bears. I just don't do it, and I've never had to, and they've never confronted me because they honor their deal they made with me. Okay, so here's more of the trail. And this one here is part of the trail also, but it's beyond the claims. But it's still a right-of-way, so he was safe. He had hauled that wash plant back here. There'll be more on that wash plant in a minute. And they had towed it in with a dozer, and he'd come back to get it, and I went with him, and I said, no, you're beyond your claim, so you need to turn around and go back about a quarter of a mile. And they did, and they got it on their claim. Okay, this is them here, two of them and me right there. We're on the trail. My quad's up front. Here's more of the trail. Here's more of the trail. Now this pictures of the Porcupine Creek is in like May, so it's spring breakup. All right, early May, mid-May. Don't have an exact date, but I took the pictures. And this is spring breakup, so there's a lot of ice in it, but then you'll see after this one it's starting to flow a little more because I came back later and got another picture, got more pictures. You can see now it's breaking up really well. There's still some ice, but it's flowing good. And the next several pictures of Porcupine Creek all show the same thing. And then I'll get to pictures in the summer when it's totally running clear. But you can see there's a lot of water there, and it's washing out them banks and washing down gold. It's doing whatever it needs to do. You can see how it's eating the banks away. And all the rocks are the right color too. If you look down deep in that water, and there's gold here. We're getting good gold in a lot of places. So yeah, there's more. There's a little riffle right there. Okay, this is the last one on the breakup, I think. Now, that's a different one, too, taken on a different date. Now, these are not breakup related anymore. It's done. It's summer. The water's gone down quite a bit. And this is a rapids area. And then there's a deep spot over here on the bottom. And there's a deep spot there. There's a lot of deep spots and now here's a Volkswagen-sized rock in the middle of the creek and divided it. So I don't know what you're going to find behind that, but I'm sure it's going to be good if a person wants to do that. All right, here's a guy named Skip. He's sluicing with a little dredge, a little gold hog, and he got gold, some gold. He didn't do real well because you can see he's sitting on the bank. Okay, I'm going to discuss this pan of gold-bearing soil here. Okay, he got down, Jerry and Darlene got down to black sand, and then you can see all the gold coming up here. Okay, so he continued with the same pan. As far as I know, it's the same pan. All right, and he ended up getting that much gold showing in that same pan. Now, all of this came out of about 1 yard of dirt, so about 1.5 tons. Okay, and there's more. There's another picture because once he moved all this black sand around and covered up that gold, then you can see all the really fine gold along up here that kind of floated up when he did that. In fact, it's up on the edge of the pan even. So all of that gold came up about 1 yard of dirt, about 1.5 tons. Okay, because that's what they told me, and I believe them. They were back there for a day or two getting set up, and then they worked for a while, and then they got a call, and they had to go home because of an emergency back home. So they took off back to Oklahoma. This is another pan of gold that some people got this past year up here out of a little bit of testing with a dredge. Okay. Alright, this is an old miner's cabin. I'm going to give you some rundown on this. This old miner's cabin and where he worked, which is these piled up rocks, is where he worked. It's on one of our claims, and I discovered that cabin one day, and I went back in the woods looking, and I found this piled up rocks. So I started researching those rocks a little bit, and I looked going north, and this is going north from where I walked in, okay? And then I got a picture going south, and this is going south from where I walked in. I came in over here, and it just kept going down through the woods here several hundred feet, okay? And this is again going north. Now you got to remember this miner's cabin. The reason it's on the ground is a geologist back in the 50s reported on it and said that he found a miner's cabin that appeared to be worked back in the 30s, and he guessed at about 1938. So with all these years from 1938, wow. No wonder the cabin's fallen down. Okay, so I continued walking north now, and I got closer to that tree, and it just continues going. That miner dug with a pick and shovel back in 38, about 1,000 feet or better of dirt, and he was mining, and he was piling up the rocks. Okay, the claims are all over here, across the highway here, behind this little low hill that's up front, down through this valley, and they continue that way, and they continue to the right also. That's north, so they continue east over here and west over there. And then they head northwest. And then they head southeast. Okay, this is Kennedy Lake. It's on one of our claims. This mountain's on one of our claims. We got a lot of mountains, a lot of creeks, a lot of valleys, and a lot of benches, okay? I don't know which part of this is claims, but it's part of it's ours. And same with this area. And but there's benches. Now, Mike, the guys to the north, they went up there and set up on a bench about a third of a mile out of the creek and started running dirt. You'll get pictures of that in a minute, and they were getting good gold. Okay, this is all our claims area. Okay, either we have them all or we're close to all of them, and some of them may be over in Indian land you can't go to, and some of them are ours. Okay. And some of them down low like this, I know those are ours because we got all the... Okay, here's the guys I was telling you about. They drug that box in that wash plant, and they got a little too far a little earlier. Well, they brought it back out. They towed it in here with that D8. Then they cleared this trees and moss and dirt over here is coming up next. He moved this down somewhere and set it up to run water, and they started mining right at this level they're at right now. Okay, they started running it right through that wash plant. Here's all the material that they piled up. That pile of brush and trees and moss and roots, and this pile of overburden. And then they started mining. And they were getting good enough gold, they bought the claim. Okay, so here's some more valleys. I don't know what parts got our claims in it or not, neither there. Again, here's their berms, their piles. And that's them back there. There's not much. You can see the size of that bucket there, a 5-gallon bucket. Not very much taller than, what, 7 or 8 of those? So it's not very high. Okay. All right, here's Skip. He went back to the creek with that little gold hog and did some panning back there. Here's the claims. Otten owns all this, and Otten owns all this up here. And we've claimed all these, but we can't get title or work them because it's the land is in limbo still. They don't know if it belongs to the state or federal government, waiting for the federal government to make a decision. Okay, but our property is here 1 mile from the trail, and the old Eagle Trail goes back in, joins the Slana-Tanana Crossing Trail, and goes back all the way up, all the way to Canada, way up north. Okay, this is where we are in Alaska. If you come in from Canada, you'll be coming in from over here. Come down the Alcan Highway at Tok, you turn left on the Tok Cutoff Highway toward Glen Allen, and you go down here about 60 miles, and here's where we are. Here's the Porcupine Creek, here's Slate Creek. It's all of it in the same Porphyry belt that goes down through here. All right. This is a little 3-fold flyer we got out. Free prospecting for a limited time. As long as you got your own equipment and everything. You get information at duffysadventures.com. Our phone number is 907-822-GOLD. It's 822-4653. I don't know how we got that number. It's totally coincidental. But then I checked it one day and it's spelled gold. So I said, wow, that's a pretty good number. But call me or send me an email at mact@gmapa.com. And that's M-A-C-T as in Tom, at G, Golf, M, Map, A, Apple, P, Papa, A, Apple.com. GMAPA.com. All right, and let's see, you can see, if you go to our YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, it's under Mac Turney on YouTube. M-A-C space Turney, T-U-R-N-E-Y, on YouTube. You can watch a video, these videos, and you can also watch a video of an entire trip back to the claims on my quad, okay? So, have fun with that. And this is me back in 07, 08, testing all the claims with a bucket and a shovel and a classifier and a gold pen, and I was getting gold at the surface everywhere. That's why we staked or had others stake the claims for us. Okay? And I just want to say God bless you, and I wish you the best and your family the best, and I hope you find a lot of gold, because God has blessed me, and I am sure He'll bless you. And we're back at the beginning. God bless you again, and have a great day.